implementation, institution also looks forward to make students comfortable for excellent working environment. It provides a number of courses like diploma in more than 5 disciplines, BTech in more than 9 disciplines, and with simple specialization. It provides courses like B.Farm, B.D, B.Farm, PharmD, and PharmA, pharmaceutics, pharmacology, faculty of science, and research on creating and stimulating education, increasing the result of advanced scientific research, faculty of science, focuses on institution offers modules organic chemistry, faculty of management, leadership and innovation.
Good morning, all the dignitaries, delegates, directors of different institutions of UCA Tasadia University, principals, head of the different institutions, and my dear students. On behalf of management of UCA Tasadia University and Tasadia Institute of Chemical Science, I, Dr. Bhavin Patel,
and I, Dr. Sachin Moda, extend a very warm welcome to all of you on this beautiful morning. It is a matter of great pride for me to welcome you all at International Conference on Advancement in Chemical and Biological Research, Breaking Boundaries and Shaping the Future.
Symposium and conference are great opportunities for researchers, scientists, and experts too. These events are medium to learn new information, exchange knowledge, and to develop new visions. It provides a platform for scholars to share their findings and ideas in various areas of science and technology. Simultaneously, it provides a podium for scholars and companies to discover the latest invention in the field. It is my privilege to share with you that our UCA Tasadia University is an architect of future generation. The authorities of our university are always promoting research activities. They have always been encouraged and support for research activity and provide research facilities. To add to this, Tasadia Institute of Chemical Science is jointly organizing an international conference on advancement in chemical and biological research, breaking boundary and shaping the future with Association of Chemistry Teacher, Mumbai.
Advancement in Chemical and Biological Research, Breaking Boundaries and Shaping the Future with Association of Chemistry Teachers, Mumbai. Let us begin the proceedings of today's function with University Anthem. I request all of you to please rise up at your respective place for the University Anthem. symbol of truth, knowledge, and understanding. It acts as a guide, keeping us from stumbling in the dark. Darkness cannot eliminate darkness, only light can. With this spirit, let us enlighten ourselves with spark of knowledge. I request Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan, Professor M. Sharma sir, Shri Ashwin Bhai Desai sir, Shri Kirit Bhai Patel, Dr. D.R. Shah, Professor Namik Shah, Professor K.R. Desai sir, Dr. D.V. Prabhu sir, and Dr. Paresh Patel sir to please come forward to light the lamp and invoke the divine blessings. Now, I request all dignitaries to take their seat on the dais. I request Dr. Paresh Patel sir to escort all dignitaries to the dais.
Thank you, sir. By lighting the lamp, our guests have not only illuminated our mind but have spread the glow of Almighty presence amongst us. To express affection, words play vital role, but to represent it, nothing other than flowers can be the choice. Our culture has stated that flowers represent holiness, purity, and joy of life. On this occasion, to express our love and gratitude, let us welcome the dignitaries with flower as a token of gratitude and appreciation from Uka Tarsadia University. May I request Sri Kirit Bhai Patel to do the floral welcome of Padma Bhushan and Padma Vibhushan, Sri M. Sharma sir.
May I request Dr. D.R. Shah sir to do the floral welcome of Sri Ashwin Bhai Desai sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I would like to request in-charge director of Tarsadia Institute of Chemical Science, Dr. Paresh Patel, sir, to do the floral welcome of Vice President of Uka Tarsadia University, Sri Kirit Bhai Patel. Thank you, sir. May I call upon the stage Dr. Dharmesh Chejara to do the floral welcome of our Provost Dr. D.R. Shah, sir.
May I call upon Dr. K.R. Desai sir to do the floral welcome of Dr. D.V. Prabhu sir.
Thank you, sir. May I call upon the stage Dr. Sachin Modha to do the floral welcome of Professor Anamik Shah, sir. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let's commence the proceeding by requesting the patron of this conference and research director of Tarsaria Institute of Chemical Science, Professor K.R. Desai, sir, to welcome the guests and delegates with his welcome speech. Sir, please.
Good morning to all of you. Respected our Vice President of Ugatasari University, Sri Kiritbhai Patel, our Provost, dear Sasar, today's chief guest of this international conference, Professor M.M. Sarmaji, was awarded the Padma Bhushan 1987 and the Padma Vibhushan 2001 by the President of India. Guest of honor, well-known industrialist Sri Ashwinbhai Desai, ex-Vice Chancellor of Vidyapith, Professor Anamik Shah sir, Professor D.V. Prabhu, General Secretary of Association of Chemistry Teachers, Directors of various institutes of Ugatasari University, Principals of various colleges, Head of the Department of various universities, and other dignitaries on and off the dais. First of all, I warmly welcome to all the delegates, guests, friends, faculty members, and students of this Ugatasari University for 3 days international conference on advancement in chemical and biological research, breaking boundaries and shaping the future. At Bardoli, a historical place, the Karma Bhumi of world famous national leaders, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, known for Bardoli Satyagraha movement of 1928, who led Indian freedom struggles and unity of India. It is proud of the Ugatasari University that more than 500 delegates are participate from various parts of the India and other countries like USA, UK, Japan, South Korea, Nigeria. And you will be surprised that one professor from Harvard University, Professor Natalia Adisi. So it's proud of. Science and technology have become the determinant of economic growth and development. To achieve a position among the development countries of the world, Government of India has taken right step to make a quantum increase in the infrastructure. But it is not sufficient. as the quality of education is very important factor that should also be taken care of the priority. In this era of globalization, privatization and liberalization, various universities, colleges and educational institutions play a significant role to build a better society. The establishment of the UCA Tertiary University in the year 2011 is a humble effort by the Bardoli Pradesh Kerala Mandal towards meeting the growing demand for quality education in southern region of Gujarat. The university offers a comprehensive era of academic program across the discipline of science, chemistry, physics, maths, then biotechnology, pharmacy, physiotherapy, nursing, architect, engineering, commerce, management, computer science, agriculture, and recently Ayurvedic college that leads students to self-enrichment and productive career in their respective professions. As we know that our South Gujarat have Asia biggest industrial zone, Vapi and Ankleshwar, and now Dahej near Bharuch. And in this area, majority of pharmaceuticals and chemical industries are working. And looking to that requirement, Department of Chemistry has started journey in the year 2011 with MSc Organic Chemistry program, and today the Department of Chemistry is one of the leading departments in the university which offers graduate and postgraduate courses like BSc Chemistry in English medium, also MSc Organic, Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Analytical Chemistry and Industrial Chemistry. The department is also having all facilities to pursue the PhD program and industrial pilot study. Our management has established special research lab in chemistry department and are spending good amount of money. The facilities are also actively engaged. The faculties are also actively engaged in various fields of research. In order to nurture the research atmosphere, department is also having various types of workable knowledge of basic science. And that has also been realized by our present government. Consequently, Knowledge Commission was constituted, and on recommendation of this commission, Basic Science Institute have been opened at national level also. Previously, good students preferred to join IT and engineering courses than science courses, but now the trend has changed and there is demand of good students who want to study science at college and university level. To excel in higher education, the institute must focus not just on teaching, but research as well. At present, we are lagging behind China, USA and other developed countries in research, measured by publication in quality and quantity also. One of the best ways to improve our performance in research is to develop research-oriented curriculum in science. We have to focus to cultivate habit of independent and critical thinking among undergraduate and postgraduate students. Such a focus on analytical thinking and problem solving is extremely important in a country like India, which is riddled with socio-economic and development changes. The main aim of this conference is to provide platform for young researchers to present their work, interact and exchange their ideas with eminent senior scientists. In scientific session, eminent academician researchers will highlight the importance of various research fields like nanotechnology, nanobiomaterials, nanosensors, green technology, and liquid for clean environment, removal of pollutant from wastewater treatment, discovery of drugs from medicinal plants, heterogeneous catalysts, and synthesis of bioactive natural products. So there are various types of field in this session. And lastly, I would like to express my gratitude to Professor M.M. Sharma sir, Sri Rai Desai, Professor A.K. Singh, tomorrow he will come, Professor Anamik Shah sir, Dr. D.V. Prabhu sir, and Professor coming from abroad have made lots of effort to success this international conference. And lastly, thanks to our Acharya University management, our Provost D.R. Sir, all my department colleagues, friends, and advisor of their help and cooperate for making this program successful. We have tried to provide the best service and facilities within our control and means, but if we find any inconvenience, on behalf of the organizing committee, sincerely apologize for the same. I'm sure that will be returned to your respective destination with sweet memories of this international conference and our hospitality. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for inspiring words and for gracious welcome to our guests. Now I request the President of Association of Chemistry Teachers, Mumbai, Dr. D.V. Prabhu sir, to share a few words on the theme of the conference. Please, sir.
Our very distinguished chief guest, much respected Professor M.M. Sharma, Padma Vibhushan, Professor Anamik Shah, all the dignitaries on the dais and in the audience, Professor Kishore Desai, my good friend, Research Director of Tersaria Institute of Chemical Science, distinguished invitees, teachers and my dear student friends, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you. We are all delighted to be in the magnificent campus of Ukar Tersaria University. On behalf of the Association of Chemistry Teachers of India, which I represent today, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you, all the dignitaries and all of you students, to this international conference on advancements in chemical and biological sciences, breaking boundaries and shaping the future, which has been organized by Tersaria Institute of Chemical Science in the campus of Ukar Tersaria University, Bardoli. The Association of Chemistry Teachers of India started way back in 2000 in Wilson College, Mumbai, before it shifted to its permanent office at the Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education. And since its inception in 2000, it has been promoting excellence in chemistry education and research through its various activities like national and international conferences, training workshops for students and teachers, then concept test in chemistry for BSc students, chemistry research cell, chemistry competitions at the school and college level, celebration of the National Chemistry Day and National Science Day, publication of an online newsletter, and very active participation in the Indian national and international chemistry Olympiads, where we train the students for the international Olympiads and also help in the selection of the teams. In keeping with the requirements of the National Education Policy, we are now organizing experimental workshops in chemistry in various parts of India, not only for the students but even for the teachers. This conference focuses on certain frontier areas of chemistry, which are listed in the brochure. The Association of Chemistry Teachers is very proud to be associated with this conference. We operate through 6 zonal councils with headquarters at Mumbai. We have a large number of more than 2,600 active members and 20 institutional members from corporate institutes, universities, colleges, and even industry. And I am happy that the Tata Group of Industries is also an institutional member of our association. We are indeed blessed and fortunate that the leading chemical scientists and academicians of our country are patrons and honorary members. Padma Vibhushan Professor M.M. Sharma has been our member and a source of great inspiration. So also Bharat Ratna Professor C.N.R. Rao, who was the former advisor to the PM of India, and many other very distinguished scientists are associated with our association. Recently, on February 5th, we were blessed with the acceptance of our invitation by Dr. John Warner, who is the father of green chemistry and co-author of the 12 Principles of Green Chemistry, along with Paul Anastas. This gives a fillip to our activities, and we are really very thankful to all these very distinguished scientists who have supported us, helped us, and guided us in all these 22 years. Ukata Stadia University is one of the most prestigious universities of our country, offering high quality education to more than 11,000 students. The university offers programs in several disciplines, and under the dynamic leadership of Professor Kishore Desai, the Tersadia Institute of Chemical Science has over the years gained a reputation for excellent teaching and research. This international conference is yet another achievement of the institute, and really speaking, it's an international conference because we see delegates from all over the world. And the conference will deal with leading areas of chemistry, physical, organic, inorganic, analytical, biochemistry, and also some new areas which are coming. Nanobiotechnology, green and environmental chemistry, sustainable chemistry, computational chemistry, pharmacokinetics, nanomaterials, drug designing, to name a few. I think there is something for everyone in this conference. There will be a large number of presentations by our students, both oral and paper. And we are really very proud to be connected with this conference. The Association of Chemistry Teachers of India is thankful to Tersadia Institute of Chemical Science and Uka Tersadia University for planning and organizing this conference. Our next big activity is the IUPAC Global Women's Breakfast, which will be held all over the world on February 27, 2024. This is not a breakfast in that sense. It's a very unique program, wherein on the same day, chemistry teachers and scientists from all over the world organize chemistry activities. And I'm very happy and proud to tell you that for the past 3 years, India has the maximum number of entries from all over the world, 70 entries. No other country, not even the US and Japan, are having so many activities. This means chemistry is alive and kicking in our country. And this huge participation is a tribute to our chemistry teachers and our chemistry students and our chemistry scientists. We are also organizing a 2-day workshop on designing quality questions with particular reference to the International Chemistry Olympiad. This has been held at SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai on April 19th and 20, 2024. I would urge all the teachers in the audience to become the life members of our association and participate actively in our activities. I would like to wish the conference grand success and all the participants fruitful interactions with the faculty. The faculty comprises very eminent scientists from India and abroad, and you will have a treat listening to what they have done in their research and in their academic work. Finally, I would like to thank the faculty of the Tarsadia Institute of Chemical Science, very particularly Professor Kishore Desai and the management of this university for their untiring efforts to make this conference a great success. So thank you very much. I wish you 3 days of fruitful interactions with the eminent faculty of the workshop. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for briefing us about the activities of Association of Chemistry Teachers, Mumbai. Friends, in Bardoli town, an educational campus named as the Maliba campus was started in the year 2000 by Bardoli Pradesh Kelavani Mandal with just one college, Maliba Pharmacy College, with 60 students and one staff, that is Dr. D.R. Shah sir, in 5-acre land. Then the history was created. The Uka Tarsadia University was established in the year 2011 by Bardoli Pradesh Kelavani Mandal with the help of generous donation of NRIs. Uka Tarsadia University is the oldest private university of southern Gujarat region. The UTU campus takes pride not so much in its huge capacious infrastructure but rather in its ideals. UTU has established with ideals of honesty, integrity, transparency, equity and fairness. UTU management provide scholarships to the students, encourage research by giving funds and also sponsors seminars and conference for participation of faculty members. University says a lot about the dedication, commitment and leadership of Provost Dr. D.R. Shah sir. He is serving this campus since its inception. He has seen this campus growing from scratches and play a pivotal role in the development of Uka Tarsadia University. He is a person who is a perfect blend of academician, researcher and administrator, which all makes him a true leader to lead this university. I can surely say that Uka Tarsadia University
is the lady and just next person. So this view project that is donated this hall to Tarsadia. This is lucky this year, lucky Pushpam Tarsadia Hall of the Maliba campus. Maliba having a 2 words, Ma and Ba. Yes, this is lovely words. Everyone like the Ma and Ba. So this sometimes people say this is Maliba University. So welcome. Welcome Dr. M.M. Sharma sir, Assembly Desai sir, Economics sir, Prabhu sir, K.R. Desai sir, and other guests on the dais of the dais. So it's indeed a great pleasure to welcome this small town is Bardoli, and we have an international conference. And that's great photo here, Desai sir. You in the humility, only this small town. I could not imagine that I could organize such conference. You in नहीं मिलती राह को मंजिल, यूं ही नहीं मिलती राह को मंजिल, एक जुनून सा जगाना पड़ता है। पूछा चिड़िया से कैसा बना आशियाना, पूछा चिड़िया से कैसे बना आशियाना, तो वो बोली उड़ान भरनी पड़ती है बार बार, तिनका तिनका उठाना पड़ता है। This is उड़ान। And we have a conference, and this conference serves as a platform for exchange of ideas, collaboration, and research. This theme of this conference is rightly said, breaking boundaries and shaping the futures. Until you break the boundary, you cannot have a great futures. The boundary total to aage batayega. That's, I think it's a good idea. Good idea. What I like is breaking boundaries, breaking everything for the change. I'm lucky here, and I'm initially lucky that at the age of 75 or 75 plus, here Desai is working for me, for the society. And a lot of things he talk about chemistry. He has a great idea. He is more interested in stories. He like to grow chemistry in our South Gujarat. So I'm thankful to Sir Bhai. આ ઉંમરે પણ તમે એટલું કરતા છો. વર્ષ 100 વર્ષ જીવો, બાકીના 20-30 વર્ષ તમે માંગી લેતા છો. And another guest we have is Acbbbf Desai, Ether Industries. He is a student of MM Sharma sir. And I welcome Mr. Bhai to the Malwa campus of Kathasarya Universities. This 3-day conference, lots of activities will be going on. Already Kiar has talked about it. I am not going to repeat it. Just stay in the campus, see the campus. We try to give all comforts. We try to make this campus beautiful. But I need your suggestions. I need your suggestions at the end in the qualitative functions. And thank you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you, guest of class. This is what you see in the campus is a teamwork. What you see in the campus is it's a 12-year journey of my history. We could establish in industry in 2011. At that time, Modi sir was the chief minister. Sometimes I'm telling the story. Modi was the chief minister, and we got permissions. Once we applied, within 40 days we got permission to do Kathasarya industry. Only Modi can do, other cannot. So within 40 days we got permissions. Campus began in 2000s, and this year, 24 years we completed for this campus. 0 to hero, 5 acre to 5. We started with the journey with 5 acre land. That is in the form of donations. Then 5 acre to 120 acres. This construction is more than 25 lakh square feet. 25 lakh square feet construction, 10,000 schools we have, around 500 teachers we have. You can feel the beauty of the campus. This is one auditorium, biggest auditorium. 7 auditorium in the campus. We have total 7 auditoriums. And there are lots of other facilities. Even what I believe in inclusive education, holistic education, yoga, meditation, gymkhana, sport facility, and a lot of many more things here at the campus. And one thing is I'm lucky, just what there are 450 delegates all over the world here in the campus. This is what I'm thankful to you all. Everyone. With that, what we see this thing for my last time knowledge I had. मैं अकेला इस लड़ाई को जीत नहीं सकता भाई. मैं अकेला इस लड़ाई को जीत. I started my journey 40 years back in for this campus. 40 years back. This is 40 years going on. So मैं अकेला इस लड़ाई को जीत नहीं सकता. अगर साथ हो तुम मेरे, मैं हार नहीं सकता. That's what you see beauty. Let's try to go to my students, my staff, my directors, and directors. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for delighting all of us and making us all proud for what we are under your dynamic leadership. गुरु गोविंद दोनों खड़े, काको लागू पाए, गुरु गोविंद दोनों खड़े, काको लागू पाए, बलिहारी गुरु आपने गोविंद दियो बताए। गुरु की शिक्षा और शिष्य की भक्ति, यही है सच्ची गुरु शिष्य की जोड़ी की पहचान। ऐसी ही एक गुरु और शिष्य की जोड़ी आज के इस सम्मेलन के मुख्य अतिथि और अतिथि विशेष के रूप में उपस्थित है। आइए इस जोड़ी का भावपूर्वक सम्मान करें। आई इनवाइट प्रोफेसर K.R. Desai sir to take the podium and request to introduce our chief guest of inaugural session of this conference, Professor M.M. Sharma sir.
Friends, there is no need of giving an introduction of Sharma sir, but for newcomers, new generation, you should know who is the M.M. Sharma sir. So I am giving you brief idea. Professor Manmohan Sharma stands as a towering figure in India, a reservoir of knowledge in chemical engineering, technology and industry. Born on May 1st, 1937 in Jodhpur. So you can see at the age of 87, he is with us and still he is doing all in academic, industry, everywhere. So I like his simplicity. You have to take all these things from Sharma sir. Lot of things you have to give to my younger scientist. His bachelor degree in chemical engineering from Bombay University Department of Chemical Technology in the year 1958, followed by MTech in 1960 and PhD Chemical Engineering from Cambridge University in 1964. Remarkably, at the age of 27, he assumed the role of Professor of Chemical Engineering at the University of Bombay University, at the University of Bombay and then University. He assumed the role of Professor of Chemical Engineering at the University of Bombay, later ascending to become Director of University, a pioneering feat for chemical engineering professions. Today, he holds the distinguished position of Emeritus Professor at ICT and embodiment of excellence in his field. Throughout his career, Professor Sharma has dedicated himself to advancing the era of chemical science, engineering and technology. Teaching, research and service to professions have been the cornerstone of this journey with significant contribution to industry, government and academia. Professor Sharma is recipient of a number of prestigious academic honors and awards. He has been honored by several universities, including IITs by honor doctorate. He is a fellow of Indian Academy of Science, Bangalore, honorary fellow of National Academy of Science, Allahabad, fellow of the Royal Society of London. Subsequently, he was elected honorary fellow of the Royal Academy of Engineering and is foreign associate of the US National Academy of Engineering. In 1990, he became the first Indian engineer to be elected as a fellow of Royal Society UK. He was awarded, we have already told the Padma Bhushan 1987, Padma Vibhushan 2001 by President of India. He has also been awarded the Liverpool Medal of the Royal Society, the SS Bhatnagar Prize in Engineering Science 1973, FICCI Award 1981, Vishwakarma Medals of Indian National Science Academy 1985, GM Modi Awards, Meghna Shah He serves the institute for 33 years in university. He serves in scientific advisory committee to cabinet and prime minister, and in petroleum natural gas as a chairman of the scientific advisory committee. He was Indian National Science Academy Council member and vice president also. Overall, M.M. Sharma, sir, associate with ICT Mumbai, reflect his commitment to the advanced education and research in chemistry and his significant contribution to the academic.
All dignitaries are requested to join the felicitation of M.M. Sharma sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dear delegates, we are having Sri Ashwinbhai Desai as a guest of honor of this inaugural ceremony of this international conference, and it gives me immense pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, Sri Acbbbf Desai. He is the founder, promoter, and managing director of Acbbbf Industries Private Limited. He holds a bachelor degree in chemical engineering from Institute of Chemical Technology, formerly known as the Department of Chemical Technology, Mumbai in 1974. At the young age of 25 in 1976, he started his own chemical factory named as Acbbbf Rasayan. He worked for 36 years as a chairman and managing director from the start of the company. In 2013, he left the Acbbbf Rasayan and started the Acbbbf Industries Limited, which is into the business of R&D, manufacturing and sales of specialty chemicals for pharma, agro, material science, etc. industries. All the products throughout his careers have been developed by R&D efforts, and most of them for the first time in India. Today, Acbbbf has one of the best R&D and pilot plant in India, where it do contract research and manufacturing services for many of the world leading multinational companies. In 2022, Athar got listed in stock exchange in India with a bang and a good valuation and market cap. Ashwin Desai takes care of various aspects of plant and R&D center on daily basis and enjoy doing new things, and he is a guiding force for Athar. Apart from chemistry, he is a wade swimmer in Tapi River from last 45 years and more. He is also a long distance walker and has completed many half marathons. He is adventurous by nature and doing long distance biking and mountaineering, etc. Lately, he is dwelled in the field of poetry also. He has been awarded the Distinguished Alumnus by Indian Chemical Technology in 2010. Ashwin Desai has multiple decades of experience in the specialty chemical industries. Sri Ashwin Desai got a place in the list of billionaires of Forbes in 2023. Amongst 2,259 people in the world, only 168 people from the India have been placed, in which Ashwin Desai sir was one of them. He is the first businessman from Surat to make it this list, and his picture was published on the front cover of Forbes magazine. Sir, your exemplary contribution to the chemical industries have significantly shaped a landscape of knowledge and innovation. Your embodies the spirit of excellence, and your presence adds immense value to our pursuit of advancing chemical and biological science research. I request Dr. D.R. Shah sir, Dr. D.V. Prabhu sir, Shikrit Bhai Patel sir, Anamik Shah sir to do the felicitation of Ashwin Desai sir with memento and shawl. Ashwin Desai sir. All dignitaries are requested. All are requested to give a standing ovation when felicitation of Sri Ashwin Desai sir is going on. थैंक यू ऑल। एक बार जोरदार तालियों से हम अभिवादन करेंगे हमारे गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर और स्पीकर्स को। Ladies and gentlemen, let's commence the proceeding by requesting our guest of honor, Sri Ashwin Bhai Desai sir, to address the audience. Ashwin sir.
Professor M.M. Sharma sir, Professor K.R. Desai sir, respected member of the dais, my dear teachers and students, research candidates from the audience, and just very humbled to be accorded this privilege of sitting on the dais with Professor M. Sharma. I think he taught me chemical engineering in 1972, 73 and 74. And if somebody asks me, what is the greatest moment of your career in ICT or UDCT, I would say that attending the lecture of Professor M. Sharma was the biggest memory. And believe me, not me only, the thousands of students who have studied under him through 33 years would tell you the same thing. The best thing which has happened to them is that they have studied and attended the lecture of Professor M. Sharma. His lecture of 55 minutes, there are so many teachers over here and there are so many aspiring academicians here. That this 55 minutes lecture was attended by pin drop silence, and by default everyone used to attend it, no monkey, because it's a privilege to attend it, and everybody would attend that lecture from the heart and दिल लगा के अटेंड करेंगे. ये सब प्रोफेसर शर्मा है, साहब है हमारे, और ये आपको सिर्फ इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ कि it is his passion for chemical engineering and chemistry which is driving him throughout his life. And till date, at the age of 87, he must be giving 8 to 10 hours or more, I don't know, for chemistry. Anybody in the audience can ask any question about any chemistry or any chemical engineering, and he will have something to tell you. And believe me, when he will tell you about your subject, you will be confused that he knows more than you about that subject. I started my career with manufacturing for the first time in India, sulfuric chloride. And I was walking from hostel to the college along with him. And just he asked me what you have been doing. I said that, sir, I started manufacturing this sulfuric chloride. And then he started telling me so many things about sulfuric chloride, that by the end of that 5 minutes walk, I thought I don't know anything about sulfuric chloride. That is his knowledge of every subject. Today he is at the age of 87, he is on the board, advisor of Reliance, UPL, Lupin, Atul, and so many, Alcala Mines, and so many companies. And all his students who have been associated with him still remember him, and he will remember every student's name by the first name, and will recall whatever he is doing, and will remember and interact with him. So that is his passion. And what I would like to convey to you by giving all this example is that if you are pursuing your career in academics or as a researcher in your life, you need to be passionate about your subject. There is no substitute of gathering knowledge, and you cannot stop it. And if you follow his methodology and his passion, I am sure you will be all doing great things in your life. नहीं तो क्या होगा कि you will be ordinary scientist or ordinary chemist. But if you keep on gathering your knowledge and keep on doing things, then acquiring more and more knowledge, you will be more happy in your life. There should not be any stoppage about that. If you go to his place today also, you will find he is surrounded by books. There are all sorts of awards on the wall, but on the ground level and desk level, you will find hundreds of books lying over there, and he will be lifting and reading those things. So this is his passion for chemistry and knowledge, and that is what we should all pursue through our life. Since I am from industry, I have got certain few things to share, and one of them is that we are all doing research, but nobody is doing the real research. Let me tell you, China, which is having we are importing 85% of our API or key intermediate from China. Now Chinese are not having any knowledge about English. Still they have acquired all the know-hows by doing research in their universities and parting it to their industries, and today they are world leader in pharma, agro and every other field. Up till now they have been copying and doing research and producing the products. Now they are coming up with a new invention of their own in every field. So this is the difference in the gap which we have got. Can you imagine we are one world leader in pharma, but still we are importing 85% of key intermediates from China. 85%. And you name the product, they are making it. So we, sir, in the university, we are not doing any work with the industry or for the industry. It's a taboo for the industry, for the university to associate with the industry. People will say that, "Arey yaar, ye professor industry ke saath mein क्या काम कर रहा है?" On the other hand, industry is the one which should direct the whole research as to what we should do. The publications of papers are of irrelevance importance. It is just figures, how many papers you are publishing. But what is the quality of publication? Have you got anybody is getting JACS publication? Any got NUKM publication? Anybody is getting JOC permission publication? That should be the dream of every researcher. You all are having research and today you are coming here to present your paper. I would ask you to dream about the publication in such a prestigious journals. If you can do that, then you have achieved something in your life. But the number of paper published, it has got no meaning. You should have that quality of publication. Coming to the patents, sir, I was just doing Google and just found out that India has published only 32,000 Indian patents in 2022. Against 3 million, that is 30 lakh published in the world. So we are just 1% of the world patent publication. Which shows that we have a lot of, we are being good in so many fields, but we have a lot of, we have to acquire more and more things. Regarding industry, also we are doing, like for example, take us, we are doing, trying to do good research, and my whole career has been based on research only, and I am very proud to say that I have not borrowed, without or borrowed any product from anybody in my life. And every product which we have developed is, whether small or whatever it is, for the first time in India and from your own effort. So that is the passion which we would like to, we are working. And it may not give them that much money. This form is all my product. Forget it. The basic thing is that we need to do great effort in our field of interest, and just not to make for making money, but for doing something different and something which can support our country. If we don't put up that effort, then you are just trying to do business for making money. So what we are trying to do is to build a team. What we are trying to do is to build up chemistries, and then mastering it, and then putting it on the plant. And in the process, trying to do favor to the country by import substituting and so on. But now onward, we are also associating with big companies of the world to do niche R&D work for them, because our people can deliver more better things. What they do in 7 days time, our people can do it in 1 or 2 days time. Because that is the type of effort which our people can put up, which we can put up. So we have a lot of caliber. Only thing which we require is to give a direction to our effort. And this is what I would like all the teachers and all the professors that their students should get direction to put up more effort. अपने बच्चे when they go to US or Germany or any other places, they work great things. They do very great things, and they outclass everyone over there. But the same thing, we are not getting it done over here because we are not instilling in them that environment. We are not giving them that environment to do better things. Our treatment to the student has to be more enhanced so that they are made to work better things. That project work which they do, I find each one is repeating the project of some ex-students and ex-student. So we have to bring up something novel thing in them, and this is a very slow process. The growing up in research is very slow process. You have to get the knowledge day in, day out, and then step by step you have to master a higher level. And that is what you have to pursue with total effort. And इसीलिए there is no better example than Professor Sharma, who is still avid reader, avid knowledge gathering person, and who share it with everyone. And not only that, he is guiding so many industries to do something differently. So my request to all of you is that please don't waste your energy and time following mundane matters. Please take this opportunity. You all are very blessed person because you are blessed because you are pursuing research. Very few people can in their education life get to that level of pursuing the research. Since you are pursuing the research, take this as an opportunity, as a blessing to take yourself to a very higher level, not for yourself, but to your family and to society in large, and do justice to what you are doing. With that, I will request, I have all the best wishes for you, and then I would also thank you, Professor Desai sir, and the team to invite me and have this opportunity to share the dais with Sai. And I must congratulate that what a great effort people have done to create this fantastic campus and university. It is a great thing which they have done. My best wishes to everyone, and sir, all the best for your future and endeavor in these universities. And Professor K.R. Desai sir is doing great job. Shah sir is doing great job. And I'm again thankful to management for allowing me and allowing me to share this dais with Professor Sharma sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful address to the audience. With your distinguished presence, we believe our event will reach new heights and create a memorable experience for all attendees. I humbly request our chief guest, Professor M.M. Sharma sir, to share a few words to the delegates according to the theme of conference. Please, sir.
Hello teachers, my very dear students. First of all, I wish to congratulate the donors of this great institution for creating such a vibrant atmosphere, such a wonderful auditorium, good ambience. And I'll refer to why ambience is important. You are located in the world of chemical industry. Gujarat is the premier state in India by a big margin of chemical industry. The Dahej has become a huge complex. So chemical and biological sciences have a very bright future because they're science-based. Chemical industry doesn't have place for quacks. You need highly talented persons. Universities have a unique position. Before that, I want to say, because Ashwin Desai was so eloquent in praising me, but please bear in mind, the teachers have this unusual advantage of basking in the glory of their students. We bask in the glory, so fellow teachers, you will always say somebody did very well, oh, he was my student. It makes it, then you say, oh, life was worth living, When I see my own students becoming Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, becoming fellows of Indian National Science Academy, getting Bhatnagar prizes, you feel life was worth living. What are attributes of a teacher in a university? Foremost duty is to teach. And the teaching will not be meaningful unless you do research. Because I am convinced if the teacher and the taught read the same book, the student will be smarter. So never commit the mistake of teaching from yellow notes. And students know that they can copy from the previous years, whether it is laboratory, your standard journals. Make sure that you keep students on toes and that you're conversant with the latest development, and that can happen only if you do research. So it is the combination of research and teaching, not one in place of other. Only research is also not very productive. So you find all the renowned places in the world, Cambridge, Oxford, Harvard, MIT, most brilliant persons teach the undergraduate class. I taught undergraduate class, the junior and the senior, all my life. It's a pleasure to communicate to disbelieving students. So this is the responsibility of a teacher to communicate effectively, make a difficult subject simple and not to make it esoteric and students then have a disdain. Now thermodynamics is one such subject. If it is not taught properly, people acquire some kind of distaste for that. But if it is taught properly, they remember it for rest of their life. Same thing applies to industrial chemistry. If you teach in a very drab way, then there is no excitement and they sort of forget. It's the job of teacher to make a subject exciting. Third part is scholarly writing. Publication, monographs, books, and finally a very effective link with industry. I'm very happy that you have MOU with Acbbbf Industries, which has created an uncommon record of putting a large research station, research establishment, even with 700 crore turnover, to spend 35 to 40 crores in R&D. That explains to you why it is so critical. When I give my talk, I will talk to you about how chemistry plays a very vital role. I now want to talk something about innovation. This is being talked about very loosely in India. And I think innovations don't come unless you have invention. And when do inventions come? Inventions come through blue sky research. That's where we are placed in a university. In a university, we have a spiritual freedom to pursue our ideas. Please be daring. After you publish some papers and have some, try and do something very original. One such paper will take you to great heights. So how do inventions come? As you take history of most inventions, they were through blue sky research. I mean, our own fine example of Raman. He looked at sky, he looked at the ocean, and Raman effect. Even today, we are finding new applications of Raman effect, including for security purposes. Airport security is making use of Raman effect. When you invent something, you do not know how far will be uses. Let me give you a couple of examples. When lasers were invented, nobody knew that lasers would be used in the backyards of Gujarat and Rajasthan to cut diamonds. Forget about eye surgery and all. I'm talking of lasers in the hands of artisans. When magnetic resonance imagery came, nobody knew that people would be talking in common language. MRI. Everybody knows in the society MRI. Like many years ago, X-ray. But when X-rays were invented, people didn't know how far its uses will go. When liquid crystals, polymer crystals were invented, nobody knew that display systems will undergo such revolutionary changes. Today, all-inclusive growth in India is best reflected in mobile phone. But look at every component of mobile phone, it is result of invention. In the history of chemical industry, we have had discovery-driven product like nylon. How did it happen? DuPont hired Carruthers from Harvard, gave him carte blanche, that do what you like, do something original. We know how to monetize anything original. And nylon 6/6 was born, which revolutionized the whole polymer industry, simultaneously polyester. Imagine if polyester had not come, how economically weak ladies would be wearing such brilliant and such good saris which last for forever. But the same nylon saw market-driven research when aromatic, Kevlar came in for reinforcement to make bulletproof chests and to make many other items where you want to reduce the weight like of aircraft and all that. So science doesn't know. And I was thoroughly pleased recently when the president of China was quoted, who happens to be a chemical engineer. He said, China should do fundamental research so that we invent and don't import technology. I would love to see this being stated by Indian politicians, that it is the blue sky research, it is the ambience that you provide. I mentioned to you, provide ambience here for people to do something original. Don't be afraid. Chemical sciences are largely experimental sciences, although there is quite a good progress in theoretical side also, but predominantly chemical. You don't know the result. How many things happen in the field of chemical sciences industry which was serendipitous? Teflon was serendipitous. Today it is in the vocabulary of politicians that he is the most slippery politician, Teflon-like. So Teflon is considered a slippery material, but it was product of serendipity. Even anesthesia was serendipity. Even insulin was serendipitous. LDPE was serendipitous. How many things, but never the famous case of penicillin, but never occurred to uninitiated persons. So please keep in mind that you do something original. Don't worry about applications. Applications in any good science. So this distinction between basic research and applied research is puerile. It doesn't make any sense. Anything which is useful will original work. So don't worry about that. Let me once again compliment this institution for out of philanthropy this has come, that right from the beginning you have brought in research. If you had not brought in research, I would have been very critical about the quality of products that you will be giving to the society. It is research. In fact, there is a saying that prosperity of nation can be connected with number of PhDs per million. It's not a very common statement, but it is a proven statement. And I had the privilege of heading a committee for basic sciences entrusted to UGC to propagate the idea of producing more high quality PhDs. Anna Mishra is one of the persons who saw and witnessed. And you might have wondered that why in last 4 or 5 years, just about every institution is advertising for PhD. Go back 8-10 years ago, find out how many advertisements you ever saw for PhD admission, including IIMs, who never uttered the word PhD. They are now advertising for. So doctoral research, which America specializes in, the beauty of the doctoral research is that you produce permanent ambassadors, because you don't just study, you live in the lab. You live in the lab. So you are permanent ambassadors. And I would urge you, with all the context that you have in US, that try and get some foreign students to do PhD here, so they will become a permanent ambassador. I'm very happy that this conference has been organized. I'm privileged to be with you, and I wish you great future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. Your presence will undoubtedly enhance the prestige of our international conference. Dear delegates, now it's time to release the proceedings of this conference. I request Honorable Professor M.M. Sharma sir, Ashwin Desai sir, and other dignitaries on the dais to release the proceeding of International Conference on Advancement in Chemical and Biological Research, Breaking Boundaries and Shaping the Future.
Thank you all. There can be no possible end to the brilliance as such, but to keep up with the time is the sign of intelligence. So I request Dr. Paresh N. Patel, in charge Director of Chemistry Department, to propose the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, Dean, Director, HODs, Principals of various Institute of Kolkata University, as well as different other colleges. A very warm good morning to one and all. Thank you is such a prayer that it cannot be seen or cannot be touched, but it's things that can be felt by heart. So I feel myself honored and privileged to get this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks for this wonderful event. So I would like to thank all the honorable dignitaries who have graced us by their presence. And first of all, I would like to thank Professor M.M. Sharma, in spite of having a busy schedule as well as having traveling from Bombay to here. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation and being here with us for the annual function. Also, I would like to thank Sri Ashwin Desai, sir. He is also an international person, so as such, they are having a very packed schedule. But even though he has accepted our invitation and has been a part of this function, thank you very much, sir, for being with us. So today my words are not enough to express the gratitude to the Professor M.M. Sharma and Sri Ashwin Desai, sir, who have graced us by their thoughtful address, which has shown many things that we need to work on and need to improvise. And on behalf of organizing committee of this event, I convey my deepest regard and heartfelt thanks to our beloved Honorable proposed Professor B.R. Shah sir and Vice President of University, Sri K. Patel sir. Why? Because with this nominal charge of registration fee is really a challenge to organize this kind of mega event. But whenever we have approached them to planning or executing this event, they were simply saying that you just go ahead, we are there to support you in all the possible way. So that's I think a backside for us to move on with this kind of mega event. So thank you very much, both of you, for being all the time and in fact giving the advices or suggestions to figure out the event more effectively. Also, we are thankful to our registrar sir and admin staff and financial officer to giving us the required formalities and approval and getting the documents done very quickly. We are thankful to admin department of the university also. We are also very much thankful to the program advisory committee and local advisory committee to scrutinize the abstract and evaluating the abstract, getting the time code and everything get done on time. So we are thankful to both program advisory committee as well as local advisory committee. We are also thankful to all the resource persons who have accepted our invitation for doing the job over here and took the time from their busy schedule and come over here to deliver the talk. And I'm very much sure the kind of work that they have done as a part of their research will be getting many things from those talk also. We would like to thank our beloved Research Director, Professor K.R. Desai sir, for his constant help and guidance that have always encouraged us to move on with doing something different, doing something novel and novel. So thank you very much, sir, for boosting us and encouraging us for organizing this kind of event. And you know that organizing this kind of mega event is not like an overnight journey or overnight thought. So it started a few months back, and there are many people who have involved in this planning. And I feel we are lucky to have the students who are like self-motivated and self-disciplined. So many of the things has been managed and done by the students. We really appreciate the students who have involved in various activities like having accommodation, transportation, food, and discipline, many things. So we are really thankful to the students as well. Also, I would like to thank the funding agencies because the state funding agency, Guj Coast, and the central government funding agency, DPT, for providing the little bit of financial support. So we are thankful to even funding agencies as well. So thank to all of you for making this event successful. Have a wonderful stay at our nice UTU campus and enjoy the conference and the campus life of the UTU. And at the last, I would like to say that we had a few calls regarding shifting the poster to oral and adding the oral and adding the poster because of a very large number of audience, a large number of participation for the oral and poster. Many of the delegates here say that now it's not possible to shift either from the poster to oral, or now it's not possible to accept your abstract and make the arrangement. So we sincerely apologize for that because of too many registration for the oral and poster. We were not able to accept everyone. So once again, thank you very much and wish you all the best. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Paras sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a remarkable day and we are grateful to you for your cordial reception of this inaugural ceremony. We would like to thank all the dignitaries present over here, and I request all of you to raise at your respective place for national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you all. I request all the dignitaries to take their seats in front rows to enjoy the keynote address of Professor M.M. Sharma, sir. I humbly request Professor M.M. Sharma, sir, to deliver keynote address. Sir, now the stage is yours.
Are you able to hear? Let me start by saying chemistry is central science. Life is not possible without chemistry. It can be much better with chemistry. Chemistry is everywhere. Chemistry is in everything. Imagine our life if we did not have the benefit of chemistry, including the human body. How we are able to inhale oxygen from air and indulge in exercise. Just ponder over it. It is the kinetics of reaction between oxygen and hemoglobin, oxygen having extremely low solubility in water, and that too with 21% oxygen in air. How are we able to consume? But for the fact that oxygen reacts with hemoglobin with a half-life of less than millionth of a second. The Nobel Prizes that have come in chemistry, they are in consonance with your title of your gathering here. And how you break barriers. When I said chemistry is central science, it has no boundaries. Not only the produce of chemical industry, there are two major connections of chemistry. On one side, material science, and other side, biological science. Biological sciences depend a lot on chemistry, but towards later part of my talk, I will say how chemistry now depends critically on biological sciences through the development of directed evolution of enzyme. Let me give first example where high science is involved and where the barriers don't exist, and it is field of catalysis. In the field of catalysis, chemists, physicists, material scientists and chemical engineers have all worked together. If you pick up so many journals in catalysis, let's take Journal of Catalysis, you will find papers coming from chemical engineers, chemists, physicists, material scientists. The developments that have taken place in the material science are truly extraordinary in the case of, go back many years ago when zeolites were invented, often referred to as philosopher's stone, deriving inspiration from nature. Many of you may not know that originally zeolites were only developed as adsorbents because they offered enormous area of going up to 300, 400 square meters per gram. But very shortly I'll tell you what else has gone up. But it was the use of zeolites as catalysts that transformed many chemical reactions in history of chemical industry. I'll illustrate one or two examples to show that how clean technology came with the use of zeolites. Methyl benzene, which used to be made by Friedel-Crafts reaction of benzene with ethylene using aluminum chloride, and then deal with the disposal of aluminum chloride, completely replaced by using zeolites as catalysts. Same thing happened with cumene for reaction between benzene and propylene, where zeolites are used as a catalyst, even for transalkylation. So catalysis provided a wonderful area of high science. And what is happening there today, how every type of spectroscopic method, every type, infrared, you take Auger, you take any form of spectroscopy, how it is used in science and practice of catalysis. How high science has been able to, let's take the example of noble metal catalysts. How you are getting the platinum, rhodium, ruthenium at nano level on supports like alumina, zeolite, making big savings. So when people used to add 2%, 3%, 4% loading of noble metals, they have been reduced to very low level. Ruthenium as a catalyst, by understanding, you have been able to cut down the loading. Now, homogeneous catalysis also thrived a lot on the science of coordination chemistry. But for the advances in coordination chemistry, we would not have had breakthroughs in homogeneous catalysis, which led to Nobel Prize when carbonylation of methanol to acetic acid was preceded by hydroformylation reaction of propylene with carbon monoxide plus hydrogen using rhodium-based catalyst, which replaced the cobalt carbonyl catalyst operating at pressures of 300 bar right down to something like 40 bar, and it revolutionized. And some brand new plants on old technology were dead on day one. That's what advances in science can do, that you make some of the old processes redundant, and it's tragic when a brand new plant is put to shame by being closed because the new technology that has come. Let me give you an example of what happened for acrylonitrile, which goes for ABS plastic, acrylic fiber, many other applications, making acrylamide, polyacrylamide as a propellant. It used to be made by using SCN plus acetylene or SCN plus ethylene oxide. And early 60s saw ammoxidation of propylene to acrylonitrile, which brought down the price of one night acrylonitrile, one-third the original price, coming down to 10 cents. So remarkable was this development. The brand new plant based on acetylene came to a grinding halt. That's what advances in chemistry, technology, catalysis can do. So catalysis provides, breaking the barriers. You break the barriers between chemists, physicists, material scientists, chemical engineers, because you have to ultimately engineer. Let me give you an example of how engineering is important. If you remember the case of steam reforming of naphtha to make syngas. Syngas was easy to make from methane reforming or ethane reforming. But anything higher than butane, you would have carbon layup on the catalyst and you would then have to stop the plant regenerating. And it was the science of engineering this catalyst, engineering science, which allowed no carbon deposition when naphtha reforming was introduced, which made a big difference to fertilizer manufacture when natural gas supplies were not there. Remember, initial fertilizer plants like in GSFC were all on naphtha reforming. Today we have natural gas available where you don't need this kind of catalyst. You can use simpler catalyst, but naphtha reforming catalyst was engineered. It was again combination of what I said earlier, chemists, physicists, material scientists, and chemical engineers. Now, apart from this example, I would be later on talking about how we are going to link with biology and break the barrier. Pursuing this field of catalysis, how fundamental sciences are important. Remember, from chemical heritage point of view, the biggest breakthrough in the history of chemical sciences, chemical industry was Haber-Bosch process for ammonia synthesis, when two inert molecules, nitrogen and hydrogen, were coaxed to make ammonia. But it's still a very high pressure process. Would we see in coming years, through this combination of talent, that we will be able to synthesize at much lower temperature, therefore much lower pressure? I think it's a challenge, and you are seeing some direction. Haber, as you know, got Nobel Prize, but Ertel got Nobel Prize later on deciphering this Haber catalyst. Haber, by the way, when in research you need a lot of patience. Research, when you don't know the result, if you're doing repetitive research, is different. The excitement is you don't know the result. You have a conjecture. Remember, research is like a random walk in a valley to find out whether it is really blind. So research, if you're doing repetitive research, it's not that great fun. You should do research where you don't know the frontiers, what else will come up. So when you see many things which happen in a serendipitous way is never occurred to uninitiated people, whether it was penicillin, whether it was anesthesia, whether it was insulin, whether it was cellulose nitrate, whether it was Teflon, name HDP, they were serendipitous. And it's remarkable that all of them were connected with very gifted individuals, never occurred to, but there are instances, sometimes innovation is not private property of only so-called highly accomplished trained scientists. And I quote two examples. Michael Faraday, who had no formal education, but the greatest scientist that the world has seen. And there is a very well-known anecdote, because he became fellow of Royal Society, and Royal Society used to organize demonstrations. So he gave demonstration of electricity, and Chancellor of Exchequer, equivalent to our finance minister, was present. At the end of his demonstration, the Chancellor asked, "Michael, that's very good. What is the use of it?" And you will be amused with the answer he gave. He says, "Before long you will be taxing it. Before long you will be taxing it." The electricity. Danny Nickel, there was a reference, Amit was also referring to his fellow friend. Mr. Vanny was a mechanic, and he produced one of the greatest catalysts, Vanny nickel. Now we are Vanny copper, we are Vanny cobalt. And you will be really amused with his definition of catalysis. He said, catalysis is like driving a nail through a hammer, and to see that hammer is coming unscratched. So sometimes you have some great inventions coming from people, but they are genius in their own way. Talking of material science and how LED is an outstanding example of collaborative work where no barriers existed. But I want to quote two recent examples in last few years. After this breakthrough, see, we all started with adsorbents of silica, alumina, then zeolite. Then came in the recent past MOG, COG. Metal organic framework, covalent organic frameworks. Amazing that they can go to the areas 3,000 square meters per gram. I repeat, even higher than that. So you can see their adsorptive power and how will make a big difference in adsorptive separation. Science of adsorption converted into so many operations, so much so that every person in the street today knows PSA, because during COVID time we had PSA, and if you ask that person what is PSA, person won't know what is PSA, pressure swing adsorption. A great contribution of chemical engineers, because without elaborate simulations you could not have done pressure swing adsorption. Today you have on-site oxygen, enriched oxygen generation, pure nitrogen generation, they will undergo now radical change because we are able to get adsorbents with such remarkably high, very major breakthrough of material science based on base of chemistry. So this interactive part of chemistry, which is your theme, is very real, and it is going to get more and more strengthened in coming years. I'm only just kidding. Let's take one or two nice examples of great importance to society. When you are having water problem, severity in a desert area, arid area, one of the exercises that is going on in the world, which requires high science, chemistry, chemical engineering, is harvesting water from air. How would you do that if you did not have materials like MOG with such large area they will adsorb? Not only you should be able to adsorb, you should be able to desorb quickly. Then only it becomes. Now this is becoming relevant in a very different area. Today you are all hearing about hydrogen. And you know that transporting hydrogen is a big problem. You have to compress, cool and all that. So one of the thoughts that is coming is, why not transport hydrogen through a hydrogen carrier? So dibenzyl toluene is being talked about because it can pick up a lot of hydrogen by weight. But this will not succeed if you didn't have catalyst for hydrogenation is easier. But you must have catalyst which works under simpler conditions to dehydrogenate, so the use of that material at the end when you're transporting hydrogen through hydrogen carrier. So you kind of harvesting water from air, transporting hydrogen. Ammonia is a very good, apart from ammonia being fertilizer. When ammonia was invented, first for explosives, then for fertilizer. Now you are talking of ammonia as a hydrogen carrier because there are already turbines working on ammonia. Ammonia transportation in the world is a well organized. Years ago, would you have ever dreamt that ammonia will be a hydrogen carrier and will be burning ammonia as a source of hydrogen to generate power, or split it back? Now you would have thought that making ammonia was difficult, but believe me, converting ammonia back to nitrogen and hydrogen with great efficacy is not easier. Lot of effort is going on today in developing catalysts, again interdisciplinary subject, to get hydrogen and then separate hydrogen. In this context, I will also refer to membrane separations. How membrane separations have benefited the society and how further breakthroughs will come in collaborative way. Everybody knows RO. You talk of the street is RO, but they don't know what RO stands for. And when first treatises of reverse osmosis came, people didn't know how far this application will go. In water-starved area, water is going to be very critical for society. So as long as you have brackish water, if you have ocean, you will never run out of water because you can do desalination. And how desalination can be energy benign is only through membrane separation. Now we are not stopping at that. When you talk of advances, you want to now do retentate valorization also. So we are talking now of membrane distillation. So that cost of energy of putting multiple effect evaporators for the retentate containing 12-13% sodium chloride is also prevented. So RO, the membrane separation, way it has bestowed benefits not only for water, but what about people, unfortunate people who get into problems of kidney? How dialysis can be done without using membrane? So when RO was created, research work was done, nobody knew that one day you will be using these to treat nephrology patients. So there is a very strong link of polymers based on chemistry and medical sciences. Blood banks. How many things in surgery are dependent upon. Now, if you did not have interdisciplinary work, it's one thing to have ultra high molecular weight polyethylene, but it's a different thing when ultra high molecular weight polyethylene has to be used for hip joint replacement. So you need to work with medical scientists. So when you talk of links with biological sciences, I would urge you also please add links with medical field, because since you have aspiration to put medical college, the link of polymers in turn based on chemistry. In fact, Nobel laureate Lord Todd once said the greatest contribution of chemistry has been to polymers, because they have bizarre range of property, unbelievable range of property. So this is the way we are seeing how barriers have to be broken. We cannot be on standalone basis. In polymerization also, maybe really new polymers have not come in the recent past, but the old polymers from polyethylene to polypropylene have been improved in a dramatic way. And one of the places where technology has become our villain is the thin film. The technology allowed polyethylene to become thinner and thinner, and stronger and stronger. But it created societal problems because disposal of these films became an ISO. It became technology and advance became a big of an ISO. Of course, it can be solved. But I'm just saying sometimes technological advances can also lead to societal problems and need it to be. I'm now going to switch on how the interface between renewable energy, whether it is solar, whether it is wind, whether it is nuclear. Nuclear is not in the category of renewable, but very important from the point of view of no CO2 emission. But look at how critical is the dependence of solar power in terms of chemical science and interdisciplinary area. You look at advances in silicon, you advances in dyes which can capture the light properly, how the polyvinyl chloride films are used in solar panels, how dyes are used in solar panels. So solar power also critically depends on interdisciplinary subject. If you take wind power, you would have on face of it thought that interdisciplinary subjects are not important, exceptionally important. If you don't have neodymium magnets, you will not be able to have. If we have composites, which is like a amalgamation with material science, today if your length of the wings is 80 meters, you generate X power. You go to 100 meters, particularly for offshore installation, power production will go up remarkably. But what is our aim today for offshore? If you are able to get composites, thanks to availability of carbon fiber, carbon nanotubes, so they are all mixed discipline of chemistry, physics, material scientists. Carbon nanotubes are making a big difference. Graphene is making a big difference. Today, instead of Kevlar, you are making bulletproof chests using carbon nanotubes commercially. Now, same carbon, look at the number of ways in which carbon is being used, whether it's graphite or activated carbon, whether ultimately you can say diamond is also carbon. Like gems are also like silica, It's a wonderful world that same material can have gems of different colors. Zircon can substitute for diamonds. I will now, because of availability of distributed power, what is going to happen in the coming years? There will be renaissance in electrochemical processes. Very big renaissance, because you would be able to get power anywhere because of solar or wind, depending on the location. And you can then talk about distributed ammonia production, because nitrogen will come by pressure swing adsorption, hydrogen will come by electrolysis. And today we have electrochemical cells, hydrogen energy, where they work up to 30 bar. Long ago, we were able to get electrolytic cells by hydrogen only working at 1.2 bar. Today you can get commercially operating at 30 bars, so you save hell of a lot of energy for compression. Electrochemical science, electrocatalysis is an emerging area. Remember what happened even in simple item like caustic soda chlorine. It was the ruthenium coated titanium anode which brought about big saving in energy consumption in caustic. It is the existence of membrane that resulted in membrane cells displacing completely the mercury cells which have created poison. We have seen a lot of advances by people using ultrasonication, microwaves, but we are yet to see major breakthroughs coming through plasma. There is going to be a very interesting thing. A lot of things happen with plasma-based processes, and I foresee something. Lastly, I want to talk about this circular economy and role of renewable raw materials to replace fossil. And I want to single out sugarcane bagasse. We have huge production of sugarcane, 35 million tons. Therefore, we produce enormous quantity of bagasse, which we are simply burning, except one plant which makes newsprint in Tamil Nadu newsprint. But bagasse is cellulose, hemicellulose, lignin. So there is a new branch of chemistry which will come, which we'll call lignochemistry, just as we talked of sucrochemistry earlier. Lignin is an extraordinary molecule, available as long as food production is necessity for the society, which will remain forever. You will never run short of agro waste. Agro waste means cellulose, hemicellulose, lignin. No plant can stand, whether it's bagasse or whether it's corn, without lignin. We won't have the strength. So, lignochemistry, now this is very interesting that we put in so much effort in bringing oxygen to hydrocarbon. Now we are concerned with the problem of removing oxygen because they are very oxygen rich. When you take sugar or you take glucose, now once you have cellulose, you can have glucose. You can have from splitting the bagasse into, you can make cellulose 92% plus alpha cellulose. Hemicellulose can be converted to furfural and all. So I see a very bright future for lignochemistry, valorization. Now they can use for their energy production through cogen, and 30% of the bagasse can be conveniently spared. I am not talking about sugar factories moving on to other fossil fuels. They can continue to burn, but burn efficiently in a cogen system. 30% we know for sure can be spared. That quantity itself is huge. You are talking of millions of tons and distributed throughout the country. So this is where the renewable raw materials will play a critical role, because agro waste will always be available. 2G alcohol, at the moment, we don't have sufficient breakthroughs to make it competitive. The cost of making alcohol to 2G is still 80 to 90 rupees a liter. It's very unlike molasses base, which is 45, 50 rupees a liter. Lastly, in terms of I said circular economy, we have to make sure that all the 400 million tons of polymers that are made in the world, we have to see this. There's going to be very interesting science and engineering development in recycling. We have had great success in India for PET bottles. 95% of PET bottles are recycled in various useful ways, including bundles. People are distributing bundles to show how PET backpacks from. Now, batteries. Look at the role of combination of material science and chemistry. Will we be able to replace lithium? Would sodium sulfur batteries come? Which vanadium? Now lithium, which became very expensive, you might have heard that everybody then started exploiting leaner sources of lithium. The lithium prices have dropped dramatically. Spodumene as a source. But all said and done, lithium is still very critical, and replacement of lithium would require advances in sciences. And a lot of talks are going on about non-lithium based batteries, because none of the renewable energy sources will succeed unless our storage of energy is guaranteed. Lastly, I want to talk about what I said in the beginning, the amalgamation of chemical sciences with biological sciences. And one important area I want to pick up from that is biocatalysis. And in biocatalysis, I'm going to talk about Nobel laureate Francis Arnold's directed evolution. Just yesterday, I read an article which is a remarkable development based on directed evolution, that you are able to link carbon with silicon, both joining as well as splitting. Why both are important? You take all silicones. How important are silicones? What a major breakthrough when you came with an organic and organic material were put together and you got silicones. You start with methyl chloride, you make chlorosilane. How do you make pure silicon? It's an extraordinary thing that is unthinkable, that you could do carbon silicon link, make it or break it, because whatever is required to be utilized and your use is over. That also is in the context of circular economy. But what this biotransformation with directed evolution is going to do, I want to just give you one or two simple examples. Second war saw production of 2,3-butylene glycol by fermentation to make butadiene. We have commercial plants of 1,4-butanediol by fermentation. Now, through directed evolution, we have 1,3-butylene glycol. So all three isomers are done by biotechnology. We are able to now do vanillin by fermentation. There is a talk of caprolactam being done. Farnesene is already commercial. So whatever nature does, nature is unbeatable chemistry. You can't beat it. They make taxol, all kinds of complicated artemisinin. Like peroxide coming from a natural plant, isn't that something very original, and how hard it is for us to make artemisinin? So this biotransformation is going to make a huge impact. Let me give you two examples where the cost reduction becomes exceptionally important. Sitagliptin for diabetes, atorvastatin, Lipitor. Their intermediates are optically active. Optically active molecules, remember that synthetic ways of making optically active molecules led to Nobel Prize, just as metathesis led to a Nobel Prize. I mean, nobody would have imagined that you can chop molecules, squish them and make them dance. This is what metathesis did. Just to give you how amusing things can be, that it was originally invented in industry when propylene was in huge surplus and 60% of the cost of ethylene. So they thought of converting propylene into ethylene and butene. So 2 moles of propylene underwent metathesis to make ethylene and butene too. We are commercially practicing exactly opposite of that today because of thermodynamic system. But how far it has gone. When this work was invented, nobody knew it will go in the field of polymers, it will go in the field of drugs. But coming back to optically active molecules, how the intermediate was sitagliptin. One company is monopolizing the directed evolution based enzyme to be able to make it. That cost is abnormally low compared to the synthetic method. Remember, many items by fermentation are much cheaper. Lysine, a very simple amino acid. CoQ10, antioxidant. Synthetically, we can make it, but it cannot compete with the fermentation. Nobody makes citric acid by synthetic process, all by fermentation. And how you can make major improvements in all these processes through directed evolution, we are only seeing more and more advances in this field. And in your conference, when you're talking of this chemical and biological sciences, this is an area pregnant with all the possibilities that can come in the coming years. Ladies and gentlemen, dear students, the world of chemical sciences and biological sciences has no limits. There are no boundaries anymore now. It's not a plain talk, it's interdisciplinary now. And I would urge research students in particular, not to go for directed reading, by which I mean only you read what is immediately relevant to Google. You must do more extensive reading because you yourself say it is all interdisciplinary. By doing only directed reading, you are not going to do something very original. And as I said earlier, we in universities have spiritual freedom. Even negative results can lead to papers in learned journals. So don't be afraid of failure. Now, when somebody said, why India is not so, why our genes are getting expressed in Silicon Valley? It is because two traits of our society come in our way. What are these two? First, we don't have culture of owning failure. No innovation happens without failures. This bottle making, Mr. Wyatt in DuPont had 10,000 failures. Today, world is making 60 billion bottles per year. Two, we don't provide right ambience, hierarchical structure. See, academics, researchers are a bit odd people. They don't like management pressures. In industry, they might put R&D center, and after some time, their finance man will ask, how have you monetized your research? I said in the beginning, if you have really done good research, it will find application. I have given you examples. There are many more examples that I like to quote to you. So do something original. My advice to the young scientists who are doing doctoral research or doing master's work, in fact, it will be a good idea for you to introduce some research work during summer vacation, even for BSc students. Let them have chaska of research. They might be the future candidates. MSc, you put the research component a little more than as it is. It is not MSc exclusively by research, but significant part by research. I want to compliment the management for hosting this conference. Prabhu has been always very active in Association of Chemistry Teachers. I have had privilege of addressing them many times, and I am very glad that you have collaborated in having this kind of a conference. I wish you great success and have a good time while you are here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, your address definitely ignites our minds, challenges our perspective, and propel us towards the innovative solution to the challenges facing in chemical science and technology. I would like to take a moment to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Professor M.M. Sharma, sir, for delivering such an insightful and inspirational keynote. Your expertise and passion have truly enriched our conference experience. I would like to request all of you to give a standing ovation to M.M. Sharma, sir. Now, if anyone is having any questions, queries, we can take only maximum 2 questions. We are going to take maximum 2 questions. Or you can discuss with M.M. Sharma sir after lunch. Thank you all. Now I hand over to the podium to my colleague Shivani Tandel for the further proceeding of the conference.
Thank you so much, sir. Before inviting the session chair of a first technical session, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce the session chair of this session, Dr. Damodar Prabhu, sir. Dr. Damodar V. Prabhu is a former head and catalysis and environmental chemistry. He has guided 9 students for their research degree, published 66 papers in peer-reviewed journals, and made 106 presentations in national and international conferences. He has been a member of DAE, appointed National Steering Committee for Organizing Science Olympiads in India, and was the delegation leader of the Indian teams to International Chemistry Olympiad held at Mumbai in 2001 and in Amsterdam, the Netherlands in 2002, and Junior Science Olympiad held at Durban, South Africa in 2011, and in Bali, Indonesia 2016. Dr. Prabhu was elected Fellow of the Royal Society of Chemistry in 2019 and is a member of American Chemical Society and affiliate member of IUPAC. With this brief introduction, I invite Dr. Prabhu sir to chair the session.
Thank you, madam, for your kind introduction. Welcome to the first technical session. The first speaker is Professor Seshnath Bhosle, sir. Professor Seshnath Bhosle is UGC professor at the Central University of Karnataka under the UGC FRP scheme. I have known Professor Bhosle for many years now. First he was in Australia at RMIT University, Melbourne. And then he was at Monash University, Victoria, Australia. And then he was the UGC professor at Goa University. And now he is with the Central University in Harvard, Karnataka. Professor Seshnath Bhosle has worked for many organizations in Germany, Switzerland, Australia, Goa, and now in Karnataka. Within a short period of time, he has established a very good reputation at the international